So you just woke up with no memories, found a note that said, "Hey, former self, you're strong, and this old man is weak. Smother him to death."
Hello.
It's really fucking dusty.
It's got some Zelda vibes to it. The music.
The music kind of does. I didn't remember. Oh,
I need to get out of here.
gross. What the fuck are those?
I don't know.
Like isopods.
They look like mini versions of the ohms from Nausicaa.
Yeah.
Little guys.
Definitely are based on
Slam
isopods.
shut behind them. I didn't read what that said, but okay.
Oh yeah, I probably should be reading those.
I can tell that this is going to be very, like, I expect a tangible monster, and I'm like, oh, like, I'm just gonna get spooked and I'm gonna die. But it's gonna get dragged out, and that's what gets me, because I'm like, just do it already. But then there's nothing, and you just hear sounds, and creaks, and footsteps.
This game was the pioneer of it.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking.
In a manner of
Sprinterland. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
He's got a good voice.
I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber.
Daniel?
Precious.
And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Berg, is this in Germany? I've recently, I don't know, they just keep popping up in my feed, and I get curious of, like, weed YouTubers who review strains and stuff. And all of them are doing a thing where they'll, like, hold it up to the camera and be like, this is for tobacco, this is for smoking for tobacco, YouTube, tobacco, this is not anything but tobacco. To, like, try and trick the censorship bots. It's really funny. So
I was exploring for...
sounds like a whole lot of not dealing with monsters. This is what made Markiplier famous. Is he saw a monster and he said, "Ooga booga."
The letter told me to go here, right? Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Tough and pliant. Ugh.
Ah, can you imagine that? Slippery but like steel cord at the same time.
Ugh.
Like, hard.
Gross. What if I burnt it?
What are those? Are they supposed to be cockroaches?
No, I don't know.
They just don't have legs, because maybe legs would be too much to render.
Yeah, that's... Hello. Nope. Never
Oh,
mind.
that sound. Me when I me to the laboratory.
We're so back.
Laboratory. Do you prefer laboratory or laboratory?
Laboratory, that sounds funny.
You would. A fragrant
What's that
taste of rose lingered in his mouth. Turkish delights, he thought.
Twinkies.
Wait, are Turkish delights rose flavored? Have you had Turkish delight?
No.
Like a little pink.
What's that?
They're like dried fruit, so you can light that as a
Oil?
torch with your tinderbox if you want.
Is it dark?
Yeah. If it gets all wibbly and that crackling noise, that means you're losing sanity.
Spider web.
There's a lot of fucking spider webs. Spider webs don't like you.
I guess so.
I feel like that there's fake footsteps just to fuck with you. That's funny.
Yeah, that fucked with me for a sec. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, you hear sort of ghosts slash flashbacks sometimes from the areas that you're in.
That's a rotting body.
I think
Maybe?
it's just food.
There should be more coop rack.
Damn right. Haha, Sonny. Get it?
Let me see. And one part aquafortis.
More like Aqua for dick.
You
Got
got
him.
him there.
I fucking got him.
You really did.
That old man,
Good job.
I murdered him.
What is up with the trippy?
Yeah, the water. Oh, that's my favorite thing.
Huh? The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiment has taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can and move them to the wine cellar.
Okay, so alchemy ingredients are moved to the wine cellar, and you need to build an acid to burn up that fleshy wall.
Is that a baby? Ugh.
Or metal and screeching, hard to tell.
It's one thing that got me about Paranormal Activity 2 was when kids are involved in horror movies.
Yeah.
That gets to me because that's messed up.
I just know one day having a kid, they're gonna scare the shit out of me
it's
constantly.
Gonna change.
Like looking over your shoulder to nothing. Hate that shit. Oh my god. Oh man, the sound design in this game is so much better than I remember.
You think it's been updated, or you just forget
I
how
just
immersive
forget.
it was?
Because there's a lot.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
That's kind of dark.
yeah, some of those are fucked.
Yes.
This was such an early horror experience for me. I didn't have anything to compare it to.
Bruh.
So it didn't like, oh, that's right, you have to go upstairs now into the
Bruh.
bedrooms. Things like that didn't stick
Kinds of
out to me
steps.
as anything other than how they were affecting me emotionally, which was such a cool time to experience horror because it was really pure. And I'm a big fan.
Now it's a whole thing. In a good way. I like the culture that it has.
Yes. I am finding myself in this new era where I'm kind of obsessively consuming horror, but from a much more critical lens where I'm comparing what makes horror good and bad to me and why.
I've always enjoyed the psychological aspect to it and the why behind the psychology. Like why do
Yeah.
certain things affect us the way they do. And that's why I appreciate these kinds of horror games so much more than... I can't name off the top of my head, but like I was talking about earlier, when it's not a very tangible scare, it's just a build of suspense.
Sometimes it's better when there's not payoff, because then you don't get closure on that feeling of suspense. But I especially have always been really passionate about audio horror experiences, like radio drama type stuff. I think those are so cool, and I consume a lot of them all the
Might try
time.
around, actually.
But sound design, I really, really, really love. And I think it makes horror pop.
Yeah. A play on the senses, I think, is the biggest thing.
But in that, consuming all of that radio drama type horror, I am starting to become a lot more critical of voice acting.
Yeah, I guess it's...
Like, there's a lot of talented voice actors who aren't, like, the masters of the art, and that's totally fine, and I don't think it detracts from an experience necessarily. But there is something where being like, oh, I can tell that person's reading from a script, and it doesn't really make sense that they would be speaking that way. And
Right.
it does take away from that. But sometimes you get
16th of
someone.
May, 1839.
Like, a lot of these sound pretty good, but they're speaking from a place of letters.
Plague our expedition. It was impossible to dig into dust. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location of these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanar, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. Professor was confident it was the tomb we saw, and ordered the others to clear the way relating to the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London.
The real horror all along was the British Museum.